Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros. Jon and Nez here hanging out. Platform of the people, black and yellow dog app, underdogfantasy.com. And man, we got 50 plus K in prizes. We got for the baseball slate today. We got a gimme Hali Pick Em. I mean, that's the only way you can get a Hali higher home these days is if it's gimme layup. So there's the Hali. Hali is free in the lobbies for those who wish to partake. I might abstain just out of the sole principle, but we'll make good on that one. We will get another Extendooooor home there, Nez. But first and foremost, happy first Father's Day to my guy, Nez Takes.
Thank you very much. I had a good time at Top Golf. I demolished some piggies and Angry Birds, and didn't hurt my back. I was a little worried. I've had some hip problems, some lower back problems, but actually straightened out my my drive
Nice.
through trying to
Fatherhood.
yeah just like let's just like take things a little bit slower. Just kind of corrected the left wrist, little strong in the left wrist, and next thing you know, I'm bombing them into the net.
There we go. There we
We're
go.
back.
I mean, that's dad strength. That's what the kids call dad strength around here.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Love the GMs in the chat. I know there's tons of stuff to be watching right now. Lots of football content going on. So appreciate you guys choosing to be here with us. We're going to make good on it. We're going to try and get another one of those Extendooors home. We had a mini sweat on that one on Friday night there, Nez, where it didn't look like things were going to go our way, even though Case and Wallace only played, 17, 16 minutes or something like that. We got a stat correction in our favor, and we broke the bank, baby. We took it home for the people.
We deserved that because that was just we were so dialed on that, and absolutely that Case and pick should have hit by 3 rebounds and assists, just given the fact of how few minutes he played compared to the rest of the series. Just on it. And I was like, God damn it, man. Go figure. And then you get that beautiful cha-ching notification on the phone. And I'm like, oh, whoa. What just happened? And yeah, somebody, we have a guardian angel over at the NBA bookkeepers. I don't know who it is, but shout out to them.
Yeah, it's definitely not Newbie. That's for sure. It's definitely not Newbie.
Hell no.
Oh man, good clean fun there. We could talk about a little bit of the sports over the weekend there. Man, we had some big movement in both of two of the leagues that we care about there. We got that Desmond Bane deal going to the Magic. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you got thoughts on that one. And then we got that Rafi Devers deal going back to the Giants there after a monster series for the Bo Sox where they get above 500. They get their talent back. They're not back, but they finally get all their talent called up. And it looks like, oh, here comes the push. And oh, never mind. Rafi's going to the West Coast. So yeah, I don't know. Thoughts on either of those two? Just pick one to start with.
Yeah, I thought the Bane trade was awesome. I just think these are just things that you need to do if you're the Orlando Magic. Nobody is signing a contract to come to Orlando. Free agency is just impossible for them to win. So you acquire a player, then you get, exclusive bargaining rights on this player and try to extend them and win that way. And I think it makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, they needed 3-point shooting, in a big, big way. And I think the way that Paolo plays ball, that'll really open things up for Paolo because it's just one less offensive player out there that can't sag on him and help because he plays so much ISO ball. So I loved it. Did they give up a lot? Absolutely. But the Orlando Magic in the East right now should be contending in the Eastern Conference Finals as soon as next year if Suggs remains healthy. And just given the way that the East is shaping out and how good I think this trade was for them.
Yeah, no, I echo all your sentiments there. I mean, Franz had an outlier shooting year at the start of the season there where it looked like, oh, yeah, by the way, he can knock down the 3 as well. And then we saw as the year went on and as the postseason rolled around and stuff, yeah, that's not his bag, right? So, I mean, if Paulo stays and they give him that super max that nobody else can give him, I mean, I don't know. He'd have to make an all-NBA team next year or whatever to get the upper echelon tier. But let's say he does not, and he comes and he stays in this little bracket, a core of him and Bane and Franz for 2 years, and then maybe a core of Bane and Paulo for, 4 more after that. That feels like a really good starting spot. And Suggs is on that team friendly deal for, I think it's at least 3 more years there. So, yeah, I mean, I like it from a roster construction standpoint in a big way. I was kind of surprised that the Grizz just kind of like gave up on that. But I mean, we talked about the Grizz so much last year, how deep they are at filling, wing depth in particular, that like
Mhm.
they can mask it a little bit and maybe like the picks they make good on in the future there.
Yeah, I did think that was interesting as well, and maybe they are stockpiling picks to make a trade of their own. I don't know,
Yeah.
because they're another one that it seems like they're going to have trouble courting free agents too, and I like that core a lot. We both did. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
time will tell
Yeah.
with that. I think give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Ness is getting some housework done right now, and
We're good. We're good.
he's playing
He's
project
going outside.
manager. Oh, okay. He's playing project manager while playing show leader here as well.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of an overbet, but this is what Ness is alluding to, right? Like they give up all those firsts, but like firsts are only worth like the idea of a first is like worth more than an actual first is, especially if it's a back half. And the Magic recognize right now that like, hey, there's a little blip in the radar in the East right now. If the Pacers can make it all the way to the finals as like a 5 seed or whatever, like we weren't that far off early in the season when Suggs was healthy. Now we add Bane into the equation and maybe we can make this happen. Like they ran really bad on injury luck last year, and that's what pushed them down to like the play in. But if you circle back to the beginning of the calendar last year, like the Magic were in like second, third in the East, and Franz was being talked about as a outside shot at MVP candidate. So I mean, there's no reason to think they can't win after a move like this, especially given the landscape of the Eastern Conference. Like we don't know what's going to happen with the Celtics with new management and stuff like that. Can they keep JB around? Will they want to keep him around? Like that sort of stuff. So I mean, I love a team just like seeing a window and being like, well,
Yes.
let's go for it.
Yep. Yeah. Push the
Yeah.
chips in, like
Yeah.
100%. It's going to be really hard for them to have another opportunity like this. Like how does the team maximize its outcome with Paulo with this core? And I think this is probably one of the better ways they could have done that. Maybe they could have shopped around these picks elsewhere, but I mean, as far as like getting what they were trying to grab here, which 3 and D, I think it made sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think people were talking about like the Trey Murphy market for like 3 and D and stuff like that. And I think it's just like once they gave up on BI and like the Pels went, a different kind of route with that, I don't think he's going to be an available, reasonable target for many teams right now.
Especially with Zion's legal troubles, I think they might
Right.
be trying to cling on to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Klingon, we always work them into the equation here, no matter what we're talking about.
Great pull.
Mike, resident ball knower, chiming in with that the playmaking really took a step forward for Bane last year, averaged 5 assists a game on 40% shooting from 3. That's pretty encouraging. I mean, a lot of that was probably the boost what happened when, Ja was missing in and out of the lineup there, but I mean, that's still bullish.
I think so.
Yeah. Interesting take from Evan saying that the Bane trade proves that Giannis isn't attainable. I guess maybe he's just referring to like the package that was given up for Bane that, oh my God, if you have to give that up to get Desmond Bane, Giannis is not a reasonable trade target, I guess.
I think the difference is that if Giannis is available, it's because he made himself available, and that inherently depresses the return that you were able to get because he just publicly stated he wants to be moved. So
Right.
like that makes him easier to get. And at that point, Milwaukee is now saying yes to the best offer available.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a fair
that
point.
does change things. And plus, yeah, he's on a table, but you are a Giannis trade would also include like real life players too, obviously, right? Like that's how you help with that. Like I mean, Magic gave up KCP. If they would probably have to throw in Suggs, if they were doing something like that, or Franz,
Right.
like they need like a a great player in return, but you get Giannis, who clearly, don't need to explain the difference between Giannis and Franz here. But that's the kicker for
Yeah.
a Giannis trade for sure. Okay.
Yeah, the other one that goes into that same conversation that Mike's alluding to is the fact that Bane's under contract for 4 years. Like that's pretty huge for giving those picks up, is the fact that you retain them for the next 4 as well. Anyways, I think very interesting trade. I think it's a great bullish sign for things to come this summer. There's been a lot of smoke with KD and stuff as well. I personally really hope KD does not go to the Rockets, because the last thing we need is another roadblock for getting those good young Rocket wings on the floor, and bringing KD there. I mean, sure, it goes in tandem with like the timeline of Fred VanVleet and Sengun, but like, I don't know, man. I want to see more out of Cam Whitmore and Amin Thompson and these kind of guys, right? Tari Eason. I want to see more of them. I don't want to see less, because you bring, KD in there, right? KD to Wolves is fun. I don't know how it gets done, but that seems fun. Cody's saying, yeah, that seems good. Mike's saying the KD deal is probably happening this week. Yeah, I look forward to discussing that one. I just really hope it's not to the Rockets. But now that, this kind of pulls the Magic out of the equation there. So, who does that now bring in? I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe Memphis set this up to set that up. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I think the Heat seem most logical. And now all these reports of like, Kuminga potentially being like a fallback plan for them, just going in and scooping up old Warriors wings is a low-key hilarious bit for the Heat there. But yeah, that's good. We'll talk a little bit more about the basketball game tonight. Then we got all off season to speculate on stuff like this. I did see somewhere in the comments and the mentions, they're asking about when they think Underdog's going to be releasing their NBA best ball contest. And by the sounds of it, tentatively will be right after the draft. Early July will be the target. So don't hold them to it. But if you guys are getting, itchy to get your takes out for this stuff, that seems like the timeline there. The other one that took place was the Rafi Devers trade. I mean, very strange stuff from Boston, but clearly something behind closed doors was not working. The craziest part about it was, you get all this lead up of he wants to play third base. I'm not moving to first base, all this sort of stuff. They got Marcelo Meyer playing some great third base for them right now. Bregman was playing great third base before that. And then he gets traded to the Giants. And the first quote from Rafi is, I'm happy to play wherever and happy to let the team, I'm happy to play wherever for the team to best succeed. So I don't know, very, very strange circumstances. We're going to get the full story eventually, but obviously bolsters the Giants lineup a little bit more with a strong bat in the middle. Hopefully it doesn't kill Matt Chapman's timeline coming back from the IL with the hand injury, but I think Rafi's kind of like destined for first base at this point in time, especially when you have a platinum glove winner on the other side there. Let's push forward. Fun little nugget tonight is Shohei Ohtani is going to be back up on the mound here. The Underdog Picks lobby has some velo stuff there. I'm going to check and see if we're going to get a lower on this. I think there was only higher in there before, but I might take a little bit of a lower on an Ohtani velo this evening because, first time out as an opener. He's working his way back from his second Tommy John surgery. Hasn't pitched since 2023. He's renowned to be a slow workup guy. So, like, if anybody is familiar with Ohtani's routine in the bullpen, he doesn't throw harder than like 89, 90 when he's warming up. He does a lot of weighted ball work. He does a lot of slow ramp up. And then when you see him pitch, and I've had the good fortune to see him live a couple times, the first couple innings, he's always sitting low and then he works to high. It's a kind of like an old school or new school, Japanese build-up routine. The Asian pitchers have really kind of made this a thing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking me thinks we could take advantage of this one a little bit if we get a decent price tag in the lobby. So we could take a peek here. Give me 1 second. Here, we also got the Extendooor to work with. I'll share a couple of the other things I did before. Let's see what we got with that Ohtani pitch stuff. It's just giving us the
Well, click the
faster.
slider.
Yeah.
I was mistaken.
Ooh.
I'm thinking
Give us a
I was
slower
gonna say
on-
like 92 something for his first fastball.
This is a very interesting median here because 93. Yeah, I don't know. Are they going hot gun? Hot gun at home, showing off Ohtani. Bam, 96.5 on the gun to like first time out.
I mean, John, we have a lot of outs.
Yeah.
His first, like, he might not hit 94.
Yeah.
One, he could open with off speed. Imagine Shohei Ohtani first pitch off speed to who's leading off, Arias or Tatis? I don't pay attention enough to the Padres lineup.
Probably
Like,
Tatis. Let me think here.
What if he opens up off speed, a little cheeky
Tatis
breaking
for
ball?
sure. Yeah, this is very fun. This is very.
I'm taking
okay,
a lower, dude. I don't
we got to
care.
do this. All right, let's be the lower bros. Let's be Ohtani is slowly ramping up to get that action in the first inning, or there's a breaking ball out for this one.
This is incredible.
Okay, what do you want to put that with?
I mean, this has been bothering me all day. Like, Aaron Judge home run multiplier is greater than 2 today.
Yeah,
we're afraid of Soriano.
He's given up 3 home runs, man, and all of them were to lefties, and 2 were to Jose Ramirez. Like, he has the most elite ground ball rate in all of baseball. It's so scary.
And he just got this dude just got eaten alive by the Red Sox. Like, I know it wasn't via the fly ball, but like, it's right. Aaron. Like, really, we're. I just don't care. I just don't care.
All right.
Aaron Judge home run with this is a 9-9.
A 9-9, and then we got the Extendooor to work with there. All right. There we go. 1 BBM entry. There we go. That's fun. Mike saying genuinely shocked SGA's points number tonight is 34.5. That's a big number. That's a big number with, and how well they've been playing against him.
I agree. And I don't have the stones to take it lower.
Right. Yeah.
Because like, I try to think about this from a regular season standpoint. Like, if SGA was playing against the Pacers in the regular season, I know this is a different ball game. Like, I would probably not. Like, I'd probably take it higher, but
yeah,
it's just different in a playoff situation.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Nez, let's build out our Extendooor. I will share with the people. I got one in this morning, which I normally wait for the alpha of the show.
Oh, you ran one already.
That sort of thing. I ran a little cheeky one here. I went with the same thesis of last game. I went with the Case and Wallace lower on the assists. I went with the lower on Obi Toppin, which admittedly I'm a little skittish on. When they play that double big lineup, it was a nice call by you last game that Obi Toppin was flirting with that double-double for our moonshotter. That was a great call by you. He almost got 17 points. Or he almost got, I think it was, what did he end up with? I can't remember now. He had like 17 in the combined or something like that. So we were two rebounds or 3 rebounds away from that double-double getting home. Shout out to Juan in the chat who helped us get that Chet double-double home as well. Chet was part of our core, the fantasy points there that got the Extendooor home. But yeah, the Obi Toppy one almost got home. I'm a little skittish on the Siakam lowers and the Obi Toppin lowers, but I was feeling it this morning, so I just went with it. I went with it there.
Man, I like the Kaysen and the Siakam. Obi, I'm just, man, I see a different animal in Obi Top in this series, man.
Okay.
That's a scary fade. That's a scary fade.
Okay, well, if you like the Kaysen one and you like the Siakam one, we can use them again. If not, we can cook something else up. Unabated stuff's going to be available in 7 minutes for us, and we'll jump all over that. But I think we should do what we've continued to do and build the Extendooor from the heart right now.
And you know what the heart, and you know where the heart lies. I mean,
yes,
this thing comes pre-built with a Hali lower.
It sure as shit does.
got to.
Okay, let's start with that then. This is interesting right now. While we were just having this conversation, while you walked away, live Shams propaganda right now, suggesting that Kevin Durant has no desire to be in Minnesota. So we were talking about potential landing spots for that one, and I was saying, and I imagine you're going to agree with me, that we did not want the wings, the emerging young wings for the Rockets, to get roadblocked by Kevin Durant coming to town.
Well, they might be still.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
It's an option.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. That would be kind of fun. It would be fun for the Rockets, but I would probably have to find a new team because like that's, I shuffle around. I like to find the emerging teams, and at that point, all the allure is gone if they land KD.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Right. Yeah, dude. So preloaded with the Hali lower. Do we want to go for the PRA? Do we want to go for the points? Or is there something else that's jumping out to you?
He's been, last 2 games, he's cleared points. 17 game 3, but 14 in game 1. I still kind of lean lower on the points on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I go, but I'm just bro science here. What do you think? You cool with that?
Oh, buddy, it's a Hali lower. I'm in.
Okay.
Say less, my friend. Yeah, the Hali lowers, kind of fun there. Man, I still want to keep going back to the well with these Miles Turner threes. I mean, he's fucking wide open, and he's 4 for 20 in the series from 3. Like, it's just,
Let's take it.
I just don't know how this doesn't eventually get us or get
Let's
home
take
for
it.
us. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the well with these Miles Turner threes. Now they're giving us, Numi's giving us that sweet little price tag again there. What else do you kind of like, just like macro game theory for this evening? Not game theory, but like game flow for this evening that you're intrigued by?
I kind of think Nick beat me to it, but I do like Caruso hires.
Oh, we are playing the GD hits tonight. I love it.
Dude. You can go a lot of different ways with Caruso, but yeah, I kind of just think points. Just think he scores more points.
Okay. Should we keep it at a core 3 there?
I mean, unless you have something else, I like this.
All right, let's use the Extendooor. 80%, max 30, because they know we'll bring the house down if we were allowed to play anything larger. We got that Miles Turner 3-pointers higher. We got Alex Caruso higher on the 10.5 role players at home narrative, and could be part of that closing lineup again over Case and Wallace if they don't go with the double big one. And then Tyrese Halliburton has fallen off this evening. No more by way of the points. Throw that one in the chat for everybody there. Cool. We got 3 minutes until the unabated stuff comes out. So I want to take a look at that real quick as soon as it comes out. But anything else that has piqued your interest in the lobbies thus far this morning, Nez? I did use, I'm going to say this. I'm not usually the guy that's pounding the table for playing alongside the head of winning, Jack Settleman. But I did really like what he cooked up this morning. Enough so that I used my gimme to go alongside him. I kind of like some of these plays in here. What are your thoughts on this? He used Well, obviously the Hali free square, but he used that Miles Turner one. He went with this Kendrick higher, which kind of implies playing the double big. I think there's a good push pull between that and Case and Wallace on the lower PRA. And then he went lower on SGA, getting the whistle to get to the line.
I have trouble with the Kenrich Williams higher, but
okay.
Everything else I think is totally fine.
What
But
if you
Shea home whistle too, I don't necessarily love. Just trying to find reasons to fade Jack.
Yeah.
No, I mean you just have to kind of tail Jacks every now and then because this dude just hate him or love him. He does every time I look, it does seem like he's banging a pick him home. So
Oh yeah. Did you see he did the coin toss for the UFL championship game on Sunday there?
I did.
That's pretty awesome. Like nationally televised, like ESPN and ABC doing the coin toss sponsored by Underdog. Like that was a pretty cool moment.
Big time. That was big time.
Yeah. That was very cool. Okay, wanted to just bring those ones up. I like the Case and Wallace lower on the PRA again, so I liked that play, and I saw the thesis here, so I played alongside that one. But we got our official extender in there. If you guys want to play alongside that one, I just put in the chat there. Caruso higher on the points, Miles Turner higher on the 3-pointers. He's eventually got to knock one down, and then Tyrese Halliburton minus lower than the 17.5 there on the points.
Looks like a winner to me.
All right. I am going to click on the beautiful site that is unabated here. I'm going to give them one more second because they got 36 players with projections in. So that feels like we should be good. Okay. I won't give away all the secret sauce, but give me 1 second here to click around the games. See what we're going with. Nez, did you watch the golf yesterday?
I did not get a chance to watch the golf. No, I was doing my own golfing, visiting with my in-laws, so I missed everything along with Spaun's putt.
Yeah, Spaun's putt was incredible. Longest make of the entire weekend, and it comes on the last putt of the tournament. Well, not actually, because there was one group behind him, but the most important putt being the longest was very cool. He got a free look at it because he got a free read on it because who was he playing with? Was he playing with Burns? No, he was playing with I can't remember who he was. Oh, he's playing with Hovland. And Hovland missed right beside him basically, but was like a foot behind him. So he had to hit the putt first, and he just got a free watch at the line, the speed, the everything. And then he hit his, which was like 2 feet shorter than his or whatever. So he got a brand, like the fact that Hovland missed so bad left right after he missed so bad left was like one of those micro things that only the film bros will ever know and remember. But he got a free look at it, which, but it was pretty cool, man. And his kids were there and stuff like that, and never won a major before. So very cool stuff for him. Nez, I am cooking right now with the unabated stuff. Their projections are up. Highest edge play on the day is SGA higher on the 3-pointers. So let's check that one out there. We already used the Extendooooor. See what the price is that we're getting on that. We're getting that at an even one. We'll go ahead and take that one. They like Lou Dort on the lower points and rebounds. They also like Lou Dort on the lower PRA. Do you have a lean between those two? The edge they have is 2% greater to points and rebounds.
What's points and rebounds here? Yeah, let's do that.
12.5 on the lower side there. They like Kendrick the way that you like Kendrick, lower on points and rebounds for Kendrick. So we can add that one in there. And then we are going to have to find a pacer to go alongside this. Points and rebounds as a lower there. Their highest pacer lower is Pascal Siakam assists, or oh no, we can't do the other one. We can't do the other one.
Is it Hali
other
higher or TJ lower?
It's a Hali higher, so we can't play that one. So it's got to be Pascal. I'm sorry, unabated projections. They're broken today. They're broken.
Yeah, we got to talk to Fan about that. That doesn't make any sense.
We got to talk about the inputs in the model.
Lower on Siakam.
Lower on Siakam assists. That's a 12xer for us.
Bang it.
All right. This one, courtesy of the good people at Unabated and their DFS Pick Em Edge tool, where you can build right on their site. Just so you guys know, I am not farting around and I didn't make it up. There you go. You can see that their highest edge plays right there. So I'll drop that one in the chat for everybody. I will drop that in the private chat for Nez. And those are our two official NBA plays of the day. We're going back to the well with the Miles Turner stuff. We got some lowers on the Lou Dort stuff. We're taking a chance on the SGA 3 ball this evening. And yeah, we're building, those were kind of like our 5 core spots for this evening.
Nice. I'm cool with those, except for the Hali stuff. Everything else I'm vibing with.
Hallie's inevitable at this point. It'd be fun to get something for TJ just to mix in, but he's just so hard to project. You know it's coming, but you don't know if it is actually coming every single night kind of deal. So maybe we'll just leave him off for today. That was a fun little one there, Nez. Go ahead and use your guys' gimme. I didn't use the gimme on stream because I showed you that I used it alongside Jack's plays there. But if the gimme is in the app only, so if you guys fire up the mobile app and do that, the Hali gimme is at the top there, the only higher on Hali that we will ever play around here. Nez, we got to talk a little bit about the weekend there. I alluded to the golf and Spaun there. Were you able to have any success in the PGA streets this weekend, and or were you able to advance any of your scrambles or albatrosses?
I didn't do any scramble returns.
Okay.
But I do have 2 scrambles in the finals. No Albies came out alive because Bryson DeChambeau is a terrorist.
In DeChambeau's. Bryson
DeChambeau. He's not a friend of mine.
In Bryson DeChambeau's. Yeah, I actually really like his YouTube channel and friend of good people at Underdog Fantasy, but he did not perform to the best of his abilities this weekend. I will say macro about Oakmont and just the weekend that was. I really did not like watching my favorite golfers struggle so consistently, like putting stuff like, 8 feet from the pin and then have it run back, 48 feet, or putting stuff within like 6 inches of something and then hit the flag and then carry them off of the green. Like it felt so gimmicky. It felt way too difficult. There were some amazing shots mixed in, like the end of day 3, Hovland's wedge shot out of like the thick ass rough was beautiful. But like, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite kind of golf to watch.
Run the damn ball, man. Just play. Just why don't you just stick it on the green? I really don't know what to tell these people that are struggling with Oakmont. I mean, no, I can totally understand. Just like you're there to watch the golfers, not the course. But
right.
The weather didn't help things either.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember who it was on the final day there that deserved some standing water relief and didn't get it and was just hitting a ball in the fairway out of a gully in a pool there. I think it might have been Hovland again, or it might have been the blowing up of Burns at that point in time was just, standing water and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm still an Oakmont respector, but
yeah, I was surprised. That they got spoiled by 9 goals every Stanley Cup game. That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, it was Burns in the standing water there. Not a dopamine course. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the kids like me, they want to see They want to see Mario Golf out there. I want to see Eagles. Yeah, but we could talk about some of the MLB winners over the weekend there. Nez, I got 20 into the main slate yesterday, had a little bit of success. I like Zoom and Enrique doing this one up at the top. Max Fried going against Boston there. Truly incredible start yesterday. Grant Holmes goes 6 1/3, 15 Ks, and loses the ball game 10-1 to the Rockies there. I don't know if you saw that one, but truly incredible like change on the slate there. But it was the I was about to say Flyers. It was the Phillies that you needed a 4-man or 5-man onslaught of the Phillies here. Otto also, balled out of his mind too. I don't know, man. Phillies onslaught there against Jose Barrios, the regression monster, gets Jose Barrios in a big way. Yeah, some nice teams here.
Yeah, man. Phillies are don't even have Harper, and they're playing some of their best baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of that left-handed power played well there. This was a Phillies team with Jeremy Pena mixed in. Really want to bring this one up because Pena is going to be a interesting talking point for today's slate there. And then Saturday, I just was doing some stuff over the weekend here, but got to give some love to the game and Magic Mania on that one. The game, I think this is the game's third takedown of a slate. This was all Dodgers, never Dodgers turned into always Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani coming back to life in a big way after there was people a little bit concerned about his health and well-being after he took a fastball off the wrist last week. And then he kind of, a mini slump by Ohtani standards for, 3 or 4 days. And then he came back in a big way over this weekend, that 36 ball, the 10 ball with the triple at San Diego the previous day there. So shout out to Magic Mania and the game there. And then Friday slate, JC Sala and Jay Bacon Readers up at the top as well. Friend of the show there. But JC Sala having a very nice year here. JC Sala, a screen name in which I did not completely not familiar with your game prior to a month or two ago, and has scooped up 2 or 3 wins. I think this is his 3rd win in the last month. So mad respect, ball knower, clearly.
Yeah, good work, everybody. I know I've been seeing JC Sala quite a bit.
Yeah. Contrarian Detroit stack there, leaving out Gary Bonds. Gleyber Torres had the home run there, and then you had 2 home runs to start off that game with the Reds, and then Garrett Crochet, who ended up being miles ahead of every other pitcher on the slate, as you implied on Friday's show there, Nez, that he was going to be. Yeah. You got anything?
Yeah. No, I just did not have Detroit game stack on my bingo card.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's move over to the beautiful unabated here and break this one down. Nez, we got a 7-game slate. We got every variety under the sun for you. We got the $100. We got the triple plays up there. We got everything for you. It's almost 50K in prizes. Plus, we got a really big main that is 40K guaranteed today. So it's like 6,400 entries there into the main. So let's get this stuff filled for baseball, because it is truly one of my favorite slates of the year. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at ADP and I'm loving plays that aren't above in around ADP. We talked about the Aaron Judge one. I have no idea who the 101 today should be. I think you can make a case for like 5 different players today, just given some matchup stuff. The Nats look like stone cold chalk on our site, yet they fall in every single draft. So much of that is lefty at the top of that Nationals lineup, even though it looks like a plus matchup against the Rockies. Then we got the Deverless Red Sox coming to Safeco Field, aka T-Mobile, this evening, and Logan Gilbert is making his return, his first start since April, coming off a rehab assignment. And then we got 2 minor league parks back on the docket here with some underachieving teams, but some handedness looking to match up really well in both Baltimore and the Astros, going against the handedness advantage. I don't know how better to say it than there.
Yeah, some pretty good spots here today. I like I like almost every game here outside of the Red Sox going up against Gilbert. however long he goes in the game, time will tell. But
Yep.
yeah, this is a pretty fun one.
Yep. Well said there, Nez. Yeah, well, we can go game by game and break it all down. I think we can start with weather, as we are always prone to do. I don't think there's going to be much to be concerned about today, but Yankee Stadium, just to be aware, a few sprinkles in the area, but should be fine according to Roth. Colorado at Washington is very similar to that, but it seems like at the absolute worst, it would be a late start and then play. And then Tampa's dealing with like those classic, Tampa in the summer, that we're going to have this conversation every single time. Get used to looking at it when you look at weather, that what they say about Giants Stadium, AT&T, aka Oracle, all the time now is, hey, a park that's mitigated by wind, but we have to note the wind is going to be like the same thing with Tampa every single day of, hey, be aware that there's storms in the surrounding area and these flash storms can hit at any moment. And that makes me like pitching a little bit less, which is an interesting dynamic for today's slate because both of their pitchers are going in the top 6 of ADP there, Nez. So, yeah, just macro thoughts sorting according to environments and weather today.
Yeah, I mean, anytime the A's are on the slate tends to be where I start. And we have a pretty nutted matchup for the Astros going up against what I've been seeing, JP Sears. So that makes me really excited for the Astros are always, they're just built of right-handed hitters. So that has me really excited for the Astros today going up against Sears, who's obviously a lefty in Sutter Health Park. McCullers on the other side of that matchup. I like the Athletics too, but if I'm not stacking Athletics, I do like McCullers as an option just for the K upside. So it's kind of like, this or that for me. Like I plan on having a lot of A's and a lot of McCullers, just obviously not at the same time. We love when the A's are on the slate, and this is no exception. I'm very much locked in on this game in particular right now.
That's exactly how I started my first 12 drafts as well. And that's like just recognizing that the price tags were a little bit low for right-handed Astros. I loved Brent Rooker as like a one-off pick to click. A little Soderstrom after getting the day off yesterday. Imagine he's back in today there. But yeah, as you guys can see with the unabated line right there, this one is 10, and it's 10 for a reason. We like attacking Sutter Health Park, and if we move over to the ballpark, pal, it'll be exemplified again there that both this Sutter Health Park and Steinbrenner are playing up for home runs here. It's interesting to note that Dodger Stadium is right alongside that and is maybe not getting drafted as such because of the caliber of pitcher on the mound there. Ohtani being the opener and Dylan Cease, who just got them so good last time out there, had his best start of the season against those aforementioned Dodgers. But this one being at Dodger Stadium, whereas the last one was at Petco there. I think that's a pretty good breakdown of the environments. The environments standing out to us are not the ones that reflect in ADP as of right now. And then we can kind of push into some of our stacks and plays and pitchers here, Nez.
Yeah, well said. Where do you want to start?
Let's do pitching. I think it's a really good spot to start with pitching. Got to hit on this though. Our guy Michael, resident Colorado stan there, went to a ball game earlier this year, I believe. And he's given his dad a Chipper Jones autographed ball for Father's Day. Sick gift. And then his dad talks shit about the Rockies, and then the Rockies pound him. Love to see it. That's fucking dope. Good story.
That's awesome. It's a nice gift.
That's a great gift. Unbelievable gift. All right, let's talk about the pitching here. You alluded to Lance McCullers a little bit there. Lance McCullers down at SP6, coming off a tough one last time out against the White Sox there. A little bit of the regression monster, but he has the third highest K percentage on the slate here at 28.5. The highest is Logan Gilbert, but Logan Gilbert, as we mentioned before, coming off of the IL with a elbow injury from earlier in the season. I believe was last time he started was April 17th. It's
been a while.
April 25th was the last time in which he started. He threw 72 pitches in his first rehab assignment. I think Kirby as a barometer is a really good indicator for him, because when Kirby first came back, he got that Houston start, played through 72 pitches only, I imagine. And it took him till his third start out to be trusted enough to get up into that 95, 96, and 100 there. I imagine using him as a barometer for what Logan could do today feels pretty intelligent. But yeah, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a little expensive for a guy coming off of an elbow injury for me, but obviously the park is fantastic. The matchup gets a lot better with no Devers. It just seems a tad rich for my liking, but I'm drafting him here and there. Will probably be under like that 16% mark, but I have no problem with him today. I just don't think he's the highest ceiling pitcher.
Okay, cool. Who do you believe is the highest ceiling pitcher then?
I think it's I think it's probably Clark Schmidt.
Okay. Yeah, Clark
And
Schmidt
then-
getting a bunch of those righties
Yeah.
for the Angels there. He's had some recent success. K rate a little bit lighter than some of the other guys that we previously mentioned on the slate, but still nothing to sneeze at with that 25.2% there. XFIP is below 4 on the season. Sierra's right around 4. Yeah, I mean, he's getting that right-handed dominant lineup from the Angels, which, the Angels this year, in my estimation, kind of like the Athletics, kind of like the Rangers, where it's like if they're going to beat you, they're going to beat you bad, and they're going to beat you with a bunch of long balls, and they're going to hang a bunch of crooked numbers on you, and they're going to hit home runs. If they're not, if that does not happen, which only happens 20% of the time or whatever, it's a whole lot of strikeouts available in that lineup, and that makes the ceiling of Clark Schmidt look quite enticing.
Yep, that's exactly where I'm at with this. And to throw in some more high swing pitchers, I mean, Cease, obviously last time he played the Dodgers, had a really nice outing. He's very boomer bust. He does seem to be a bit of a riser as far as playing up to the competition, at least from my anecdotal evidence. And then I mentioned McCullers too. Yeah, I like McCullers. And then if I miss out on these guys, then Pepio or Eflin, I'm totally fine with as well, even with the rain. And I think both these offenses are good, but these are two pretty good pitchers too. So I have no problem taking these guys with my last pick if I have to, and just try to avoid the guys below them today.
Yeah.
Including Sandy, even though Sandy's at home and back to back pretty nice starts. Sandy might be returning to form, but I don't think I'm going to make that bet against the Phillies.
Yeah, definitely an awful spot to make the bet, opponent wise. But the nice thing you could say is at least their offense is a little watered down right now without Harper, etc. And the fact that Sandy's had 2 nice ones in a row and the ballpark, right? Like those are the nice things that we can say there. Our guy now, Ricky, saying it's Lucas Giolito day. Lucas Giolito was not that bad last time out. Watched a little bit of that one. He had a nice rebound start there against the Rays on a day in which we were stacking a lot of Rays there. Now he gets one of the best home parks, or one of the best parks to pitch in. For him, it'll be on the road. Yeah, I mean, if you want to play the Lucas Giolito narrative, any interest there?
I can totally understand why somebody would. Good park, facing mostly righties, a few dangerous lefties there. I get it. I totally get it, but it's not what I will be doing very often. But
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah, I think if I could sum up pitching in its entirety for me today, it would be that like in like one phrase, it would be flat. I am going to be very flat. I'm going to be, entirely comfortable. I don't want to be overweight any of these guys because I have low confidence intervals in a lot of these spots. So I'll be fine just, picking a couple here and there. Like, like I'm not going to be the guy
Yeah.
who's trying to get overweight Gilbert and hope he throws 90 pitches tonight, even though I do think he is an outlier and it does look like the best spot on paper. It's not one that I want to be like crazy overweight the field, right? The Dylan Cease one, like the peaks and valleys, and the Clark Schmidt peaks and valleys associated with them and McCullers, has me pumping the brakes enough to be like, hey, I don't want 30% of any of these guys. I just want a guy who fits the construction of my roster. If I had to do the full scroll the F down on like, guys who aren't even on here, dude, I don't think Mick Abel's bad. Like I like him from a prospect standpoint. I like the matchup for him in general, even though Miami's been hitting a little bit of recent. I wouldn't mind a little sprinkle of Mick Abel, but it's probably not necessary. And then Jose Siriano coming off of a beautiful first start. If he was pitching at home tonight, I think he'd be my favorite scroll the F down. The fact that he's pitching at Yankee Stadium and even a low line drive can find its way out of that park scares me a little bit. But yeah, we've always been a little bit of the Soriano Bulls. And then the fact that he's coming off of his most recent start and only giving up 3 home runs on the entirety of the season makes me, maybe not bullish to play him, but a little bit more bearish on Yankee stacks.
Yeah, I just feel like this Soriano love kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm just like not picking up what the market's putting down. Obviously
Sure,
not
yeah.
ADP wise, but like every other market, I'm just like I'm very very much pushing back against that and clinging to my priors, and that Soriano's just fine, but it's the Yankees at home, and all of a sudden like he's their kryptonite.
Right. Yeah.
Like okay.
Yeah. I would say that it's not out of nowhere the love. Like he's an Eno guy dating way back. He was a guy that we were scrolling the F down to in the Dinger streets like at the start of the season. So there was like some underlying metrics under the hood to like him initially. But yeah, I do think there is a lot of recency bias baked into the fact that like now everybody's citing the ground ball rate, citing the fact that he's only given up 3 home runs and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, he definitely still has like the third, I think, highest walk percentage on the slate, and he still only has like an 18% strikeout rate. He's closer to JP Sears than he is to Dylan Cease and Lance McCullers.
Yeah. Yeah, he just still gives up runs.
Yep.
Like you don't have, I'm not saying you got to take home run pick'ems, but like this dude still can give up runs.
Cool. Anything else you want to say on pitching in general there, Nez?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it pretty well. I'm like you, man. I'm going to be pretty flat. I'm just going to be, taking who I'm not stacking against for the most part, just because I don't see pitching as being something that you need to. I just don't think it's going to be that important tonight as far as separating.
Yeah, no, I'm in lockstep with you there. Any love? I guess we kind of bypassed Jake Irvin there and Ben Caspiaris, who's going to be following Ohtani. Any love for, potentially playing Jake Irving after Colorado struck out 15 times yesterday against Grant Holmes? Is there any reason to go there, or would you rather have Colorado stacks in your portfolio?
No, I do not think that you need to get to Jake Irvin.
Okay.
No, I mean, I know the matchup is good.
Mhm.
And they are mostly right-handed with the Colorado pieces, but no, I think Jake Irvin is just a little too
Bridge
cute.
too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to fade the potential weather and fade the ADPs of Pepio and Eflin, 2 right-handed professional ass pitchers who just quality start you to death kind of guys. If you have to pass on that tier and you want to get a little bit of leverage, which of the scrolly F down names is your favorite?
Probably if Giolito counts, Giolito.
Okay. Sounds good to me. I will bring it to everyone's attention that Cardi, in terms of his projections, has Logan Gilbert lapping the field by about 5 fantasy points. It goes Gilbert, Schmidt, and then he has Irving, Giolito, McCullers, Sandy. So he is really out on the Eflin, Pepio, and Cease, to the point where Cease, his projection is 1 point off of Jose Siriano. So if you guys just want to use that information, go with it by all means. Nez and I are a little bit different than that. But yeah, Shilly's saying ban big projection. That's funny.
Dude, big projection is absolutely in the mud.
This
I
season?
mean,
Yeah.
Bobby Witt and Vlad Guerrero are about to OPS under 800, and these guys are top of the projection charts.
Yeah.
Slate in, slate out. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Bunch of nepo babies, dude.
Actually.
I know.
All right, Nez. I think one of the most interesting places to start with the projection, and maybe you'll like the projection when I tell you, some of the names that are popping here, because they were some of the ones that we alluded to earlier. But if you're looking at the top of the board here, who is your 101 today?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be honest?
Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber. See, I love it, man. I love the fact that we can differentiate on the 101. I led the show with saying, man, I have no idea who to take at 1-1, and I rolled the 1-1 like 8 times in my first 10 drafts there, influencer factor, and I didn't know what to do. So I was mixing and matching Ohtani. I did a Tatis one. I did a little bit of Judge. I mean, the Judge spot is not the best in the world, but it's still good. What stands out about Schwarber to you?
I mean, he's just a big dog, man. Schwarber is playing probably, arguably, some of his best baseball that he's like ever played, and love the matchup against Sandy. It's not a good park, but man, this is just like he's about to destroy a fastball today. There's just like no way that he's not going yard.
Love it, man. Yeah, I mean, I think I like that call. I had it ranked out Ohtani, Judge, Tatis, then Schwarber. So I think mixing and matching those 4 seem great to me. And then kind of like this getting to this Nationals chalk, lefty is a little bit lower down on my priority list. How do you feel?
I did cut out just a little bit, but Ohtani 1-1 I think makes sense when you slice it. Okay. I think that checks out.
Okay, cool. I think the most interesting conversation here, Nez, is what you're doing with the Nationals, because we talked about stacks that we liked, and we were both, playing both sides of the Athletics. We both like Astros because they're so right-handed dominant, and now they get the best ballpark for that right-handed stuff. What are you doing with these national ADPs that are jumping off the page right now?
I have not been taking a ton of them just because they're so expensive. But if I have the time permits, I will try to get there, just because anybody against the Rockies is good. I'm just surprised that we're not getting a little more of a lefty on this, which we're not, and I don't love that. I would prefer one. So I'm light Nationals right now, big time.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'll take like the 2-man stack if it falls or something every now and then. Like I started with Judge at 1-1, and Woods and Abrams came back to me, and I was like, fine, I'll just stack that up. But obviously we prefer them a lot more against a righty, but getting into that Rockies bullpen is going to be bullish no matter what. I think Alex Call leads off today, and Ahmed Rosario hits second or third there with that handedness advantage. I think there's a non-zero chance that Nathaniel Lowe's not even in the lineup today, so his price tag's a little bonkers to me. I think I'd rather play Josh Bell or Keibert Ruiz, who's a switch hitter. I think it's safer.
We did get a lineup.
Oh, you got a lineup already. Am I right, or am I full of shit?
Call is leading off.
Yep.
No Nathaniel Lowe. No Josh Bell.
Oh.
No Keibert Ruiz. They have Andres Chaparro playing first base. So maybe this is their new what's it? You remember the 30-year-old dude that came up out of nowhere and was just like the best hitter in baseball? Like I can't remember his name because
Joey Meneses.
This is their new Joey Meneses.
All right. There it is. Yeah, here's a good point from our guy Justin. Nats and Astros ADP should be flipped, in my opinion. Fully agree with you. That's where I'm at as well, especially when they're rolling out this lineup. So if you want the ultimate leverage, there you go. Chaparro, Andres Chaparro. Nathaniel's not in that lineup. Ruiz is not in that lineup. Let me bring the lineup up. There we go. Ruiz, Brady House, once upon a time was supposed to be the future of third base and take over for Anthony Rendon and be a stud. So maybe that comes to fruition here. The post hype breakout. But man, for Nationals chalk, this lineup leaves a lot to be desired.
It absolutely does. Yeah. I don't don't love the ADPs here.
No. Go Nap doubling down on that Astros notion alongside us there. Duke, what's up? Big Duke Dean dropping by to say what's up. Maybe he's off hiking in the mountains again. Never know. All right, Nez. That was a good synopsis of the front end of ADP, a good synopsis of some of the stacks. But I want us to just pound the table for our favorite stacks on the day here. 14 of them to choose from. Who's standing out to you other than, well, I'll let you just say them.
I mean, we got to talk about the Astros, man. The Astros are just like so easy to stack, and they're right-handed heavy and a good park against a lefty, and they are, you can have them.
Yep.
Field's just letting you have them. They're a tremendous get. Would love for Paredes to play, and I'm going to lean that he does play because they haven't thrown him on the IL, and they just kind of let him sit out the rest of that series, and maybe off of travel. It's a little risky, but I don't mind taking Paredes and then swapping if he's not in. Like, I don't really care about swapping today. It stinks to have to swap whenever we're so stack heavy in MLB, but I don't mind because if he's in, I tell you what, you're going to want Paredes if he's in. You're gonna wish you had more than you didn't. So I'm gonna take that risk. But like Paredes, Yiner, Pena, like those are the three I like the most. Christian Walker I will take, but like I can't help but be a little discouraged by his current form.
Yeah, his current form for sure. He had a little bit of a mental health day, rest day yesterday off.
Ooh.
So maybe he clears his head. Maybe he comes back out here and does what he used to do all the damn time, and that is nuke lefties for long balls. But yeah, in lockstep with you there, Nez. I mean, if you don't want to play like this top end stack and people start fighting over it, man, there's a lot of fun scroll options. Like Brendan Rodgers, once upon a time, was a lefty killer. Imagine he's in there today. Victor Carantini, if he does happen to be in the lineup, sometimes they do the double catcher thing. If he happens to be in the lineup, he's going to be hitting high in the order. So he's buried all the way down here. Both the right-handed outfielders here and less pinch hit risk right now for the outfielders with Chas McCormick on the IL. Cooper Hummel could probably be in there. Once upon a time, a fun scroll the F down for the Arizona D-backs maybe 3 years ago there, where Cooper Hummel was a guy that won us a couple slates back in the day.
That is a name I have not heard in a long time.
Damn right, bro. Damn right. Maybe he had a little stint with the Marlins mixed in there as well, I believe, if memory serves. I don't know. I want to slate with him back in the day. I'll never forget.
Oh shit! Is this real? McCullers just hit the IL.
Lance McCullers to the IL. Wow. So we're going to get a new pitcher today for the Astros.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I did not have that one.
Oops. That changes things.
Ryan Gusto's going to start today. Gusto.
All right.
Interesting. Okay. There it is.
That sucks, man. I was kind of rooting for Lance McCullers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why anybody wouldn't be, but damn.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Obviously, opposing strikeout rate drops pretty significantly with Gusto versus McCullers. McCullers has a high K per nine and high strikeout rate. This makes Astros look a little bit better. Or Athletics look a little bit better.
And I mean, small sample, dude, but like McCullers had some pretty strong reverse splits
Good show.
this year.
Yeah.
That really flips things against righties for sure.
Good call there. Yeah,
Like
because that
Goose has been pretty strong against right-handers.
yeah, spot looked really good for Brent Rooker, and now looks a little less so.
Yeah, it definitely is going to ding. It should ding his projection. You know,
Okay.
if it doesn't, I'd be shocked. But it in my mental model, it definitely does.
Cool. Yeah, good shouts there, Nez. Ballpark Pal really liked Brent Rooker as a home run guy there, but they were still bullish on Soderstrom and Butler as well. So those probably remain somewhat bullish as well. Okay, let's talk about I think favorite stacks so far for both of us are going to be both the small ballparks, both Sutter Health and the Steinbrenner Field there. So Baltimore was a scroll the F down one for me that looked a little bit undervalued. Astros looked undervalued. Athletics are free right now. A little bit less so for the Rays stuff. I'm a little bit more of a Eflin respector than I am of a Pepio respector. But that being said, I think all four are fine to stack and play today. Who else do we like and or dislike?
I'm definitely like thinking about the Rockies today.
Okay. 10 runs yesterday.
Yeah, this is like a battle between, two sources here where Cardi is like, Rockies suck, don't draft them. And then Ballpark Pal is like, I don't know, man, Rockies look kind of nice. Yeah. And I think the unabated line for this game was also like fairly high.
It is 9. Second highest on the slate.
It's 9. And I mean, yeah, the Nationals are favored, but they're not like giga favorites.
Yep.
I kind of like the Rockies, man. Hunter Goodman playing really good ball right now. Mm-hmm. Excellent 7th inning stretch pick, by the way. McMahon hitting from the left side today. I like McMahon's hitting the ball hard. And then Beck is Ballpark Pal's like favorite Rocky today. Those three are fun. Throw in maybe a little Mickey Moniak for some like super duper leverage. All these guys are going to be way, way, way low owned today. They seem like really fun leverage.
Good shout, dude. We are not Jake Irving respectors around here. Obviously, you prefer playing them at home more than on the road here, but not a terrible place for left-handed power in Washington there. So yeah, getting some of these lefties in your life checks out. They also, as you noted, they like the righties as well. So, Jordan Beck and Doyle and those guys too. Tyler Freeman, just like he's an accumulator type. He's not usually a guy that I click a ton of, but he's been on fire and he moved up from like the 8 or 9 hole to now the 2 hole over the last couple weeks there. They clearly like him because they traded for him in that Nolan Jones deal. So, a little Tyler Freeman as a 2-man stack feels fine.
That's so Rockies.
Yeah.
Moving up a hot guy in the order.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially
Love it.
Like Dusty journeyman vet guy too, where it's like he's road blocking somebody.
It has to be. It's a prerequisite.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this is a good shout from Justin here, like a classic, like 15 to 20% Irving, but also 10 to 15% Rocky stacks. I mean, you could throw Rocky stacks in that same conversation I was talking about earlier with Texas and with Angels. Is like when they beat you and the Athletics. When they beat you with power. And that's why you like stacking teams like this. You know what I mean? Like if you're good, I would way rather stack, Rockies than Marlins in that park. If you get the Marlins out of their home park, maybe we can have that conversation. But like if you're looking for stacks to break slates, like there's just certain teams that they just don't have it. Like people love to stack the Royals, and the Royals should be a decent or better team on paper, but like they just don't hit the homers to break slates, whereas some other of these dustier teams actually do, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's a good point. And I mean, if I'm still, on the stand here, I like the Marlins today.
Okay. Nice.
I think they got more power than than most teams do.
Yeah.
We did get their lineup too. We don't have, it's not on the screen right now, but it's their A lineup, and
Sure.
and I like their A lineup a lot. You got these two outfielders here queued up who I really like today. I think they're going to be a key part of all those stacks, and then Agustin Ramirez, throw him in there too,
Homer
and
twice the other day.
you got a stew brewing.
Yeah, homer twice at Washington last to open up the series over the weekend. There, yeah, lefty killer, low key, man. Those were both off a lefty there. Um, yeah, cool. Any other one-off bats or combinations of bats or whatever you want to throw in here or discuss?
Um, not particularly, man. I'm just trying to, if I can draft this slate optimally, I'm gonna be, trying to just draft a lot of everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
You know who the BVP leader in the clubhouse is for home runs against an opposing pitcher today?
can I get a hint?
It breaks my heart to look at it because he's in the minor leagues.
Tolia.
Michael Tolia, baby. You love to see it.
Well,
Oh,
I've good
fucking
news
A.
and bad news.
Yep.
The bad news is we can't draft him today.
He's back.
They recalled him.
Yes. Michael Tolia's season is upon us. He had to go back. Well, now we're gonna right the ship. We're getting shit right around here, Nez. Fuck yeah, Michael
They
Tolia.
sent Hira packing.
God, yes. Yes. I love this. I love that Duke caught
Thank
this.
you.
That's
Thank you, Duke.
great, dude. I love that you caught that. All right, Nez. If you're going by way of the BVP, Jorge Polanco, he's had 40 plate appearance against Lucas Giolito. Hasn't had success from the average department, but has a couple bingos. JT Realmuto has seen Sandy Alcantara 37 times. So there's some familiarity with Phillies and Sandy in a big way. So if you want to dive into some of those old time samples, by all means. Cedric Mullins has had a bit of success against Pepio by way of the power, but not by way of the average. So nothing really jumping off the page here. A lot of small sample stuff, a lot of noisy stuff as BVP is prone to be. But yeah, just a couple to throw out there.
They're always fun. But
Yeah. Yeah, but is right. Okay, Nez, let's hop in and draft, and then let's rattle off some pick 'em home run calls, and then call her a show.
Yeah, let's do it. Keep it nice and tight. I will be hanging out with, speaking of nice and tight, Emo Cowboy later today, and our guy Tom Strachan over at the Fantasy Sanctuary. I'm doing that at 5:30 Eastern time. If you guys want to draft a BBM with us over there, that's where I will be this afternoon.
Beautiful. I will go find that one here for you, and I will add it to our featured on tab, so you guys don't even have to leave the Badge Bros homepage there. It'll be right there. Yeah, perfect. Great. Fun stuff there. JC Sala's in our draft right here, the goat from over the weekend there. Chris is always hanging out in here. We got a imposter Chris Lopez. Say what up. Fight to the death for who's the better Chris here. Fantasy Sanctuary is now added, so you guys don't even have to leave, and you guys will be funneled over there at some point in time. So perfect.
All right. How do you want to attack this? Are you trying to get your bro Logan on this team?
Not necessarily. I'm really open to being fluid at pitcher today, as we alluded to. I think I think we should start building out a couple contrarian stacks.
We're on the clock.
Oh, yeah, I got you. You like your boy Schwarber again?
I do. We didn't talk about it, but like, man, are you gonna have any Fernando Tatis today?
Yeah, I like Tatis. I think he's a good play. I think it's a good hitting environment. I mean, I obviously don't love the Ohtani leadoff matchup, but Ohtani hasn't pitched in 2 years, and he's probably only going to throw an inning or two. And yeah, and I mean, you don't like attacking Dodgers bullpen, but I'll play Fernando any day of the week, and he's hot right now, as the kids say.
He's definitely hot. That's why I don't like him, man. I think he's only up here because he's hot.
I got you. Yeah, the power's been lacking quite a bit from San Diego in recent memory.
Yeah, I mean, he still has good like X numbers, but he's only up here because he's hot. Like, that's it. Ohtani opening, normal Tatis ADP would be like 14.
Right. Do you want to start doing some Houston stuff, some athletics stuff? What do you like?
I'd say Lawrence Butler.
Sure. You like Butler more than Rooker now with the pitcher switch?
Yeah. I will be swayed enough by that.
Yeah. Here's a really good question from Goatnapped. How does Ohtani score in the format? Pitching does not count. He is a hitter only on our site. So there's no magical double bubble points for taking Ohtani 101. You do not get the pitching stats. He is outfield only, aka DH only.
Goatnapped, back in our day, we used to have Ohtani show up in these contests as a 0 projected player on days he would pitch. Way before there was even ADP, and it was just like the ultimate like build out nasty Ohtani teams. They fixed that since, but wasn't long ago.
Yeah, that is back in the day.
I mean, we're not too far removed from baseball dailies being a no ADP sport.
Yeah, good show. All right, there we go. All right, we are up here. Houston is starting to get drafted now. Alex Call's ADP remains strong. We could do the Brent Rooker here. We could do some Houston stuff. We could do some Philly stuff. We could scroll the F down. What do you like?
Do you want to do 3 of a stack of a different team and like really take a left? Let's do Gunner.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like Baltimore today. I like Baltimore lefties in particular. Baltimore did me well yesterday. It's nice to have Westberg back in that lineup. It's nice to have Mullins back in that lineup. Team looks like they should be coming to life. I think we didn't talk about them a lot. I think they're probably my 3rd favorite stack on the slate.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm like too 25 sample pilled, but I mean, I think Gunner's obviously the best hitter there. I am, a little interested in you saying you like the lefties, considering Pepio, better against lefties right now. Yeah. So like, your boy who, did you well yesterday, Ramon Arias, I think is a pretty interesting pick today.
Yeah, we could do a little something like
and
that.
Westberg. Yeah.
Yeah, Westberg and Urias. I'm a little scared on where Urias hits in the lineup comparative to yesterday. I was like, oh, nice. He's up in the order. I'm not sure he'll be up in the order today because of the handedness stuff. But
I know.
happy to mix in some Baltimore here. Who would be your favorite to go with?
Westberg. I feel best about Westberg.
Agreed. I like Westberg.
If O'Hearn stays out, I think, they could potentially give Arias a pretty decent spot in the order.
Yep. Good shout.
Do we have reason to think hitter right now?
Do we have reason to think Cowser or O'Hearn won't be in the lineup today?
Cowser has been sitting a ton.
Yeah, he had he ran into the wall. Did you see the play? He ran into the wall and like pretty hard. Oof. And then has just been sitting since then with like soreness issues.
Yeah, I think that would actually open up Ramon Laureano for a nice contrarian play.
Nice. Yeah. Him or Dylan Carlson that will play, but I imagine.
I know, but Dylan's going to hit from the left.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I wasn't speaking as to play, just as who draws in. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I would much prefer Ramon Laureano. You're right.
Yeah. Carlson against lefties is a fun play though, whenever that is the case.
I'm still staring at some Baltimore names here. Do you want to play the safer stuff of like the Mullins and the Holidays of the world? Do you want to scroll the F down to O'Hearn or Urias?
Let's do Ramon.
Okay, let's do it. Ramon Urias.
I think he's going to be in the lineup regardless.
Sounds good to me. Our pick to click right-handed. Scroll the F down. Baltimore reverse splits. Only place you're finding the alphas from Nez. Goatnap said O'Hearn sending 1 yard today. I could not agree more. I really like it. Justin with some alpha talking about Gusto on the mound there, how it's good for the stolen bases matchup. So making our Butler pick seem a little bit better. So that's good. What we might lose in terms of the reverse splits power stuff, we might gain in left-handed speed.
Yeah, that's fun.
JC Sala's going 5-man onslaught without Julio and going full contrarian Seattle today against Lucas Giolito. We could go, hey, buddy, it's us or you today.
Yeah.
And scroll the F down to Lucas Giolito. I was mistaken. He goes with a Jesus Sanchez one-off for home run. But Zach Eflin, dude, he gets a little bit of win bump correlation with the Baltimore stack. We could also do the Jake Irving or Sandy. What do you like?
Zach Eflin revenge game?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Let's go.
Yeah, sure. Seems good. He's on a bit of a tear recently. Obviously, the weather and the ballpark are not ideal, but you get a little bit of positive win correlation with the fact that we're stacking Baltimore in this lineup. I think that's enough of a boost to break the tie there. Yes, here you go. Brando saying drafting Orioles, what could possibly go wrong? Evergreen. Yeah. Oh, here we go. There's Chris. Feels like high school all over again. I wonder if this Chris Lopez watches the stream from Chris himself. We love to see it. Oh, there we go. See in the chat all the time. Don't see the screen name in the lobbies alongside us on stream drafting. All right, Nez, that was a good one there. Yoga goes for that. Scroll the F down to Andres. There you go, buddy.
There's
sweet. That little 4-man Washington stack. Chaparro, Andres Chaparro. What up, Randy? Rolling on through. Des, I think we should do a couple fun home run pick'ems, and then we should call it a show there. We'll be back tomorrow with a double dip. One for the Bembies being baseball, and one for everyone being football with Pete there for Off and On the Clock. So we'll be starting a half hour early tomorrow than we do on our normal days. Got 220 of us hanging out. Appreciate all the eyeballs when they could be elsewhere. I know there's a lot of people streaming football right now, so love to see the love for baseball in our chat and in our community. Please hit that like, subscribe, notification, leave a comment, even if the comment is Jon is an idiot and Nez has a silly mustache.
What?
I couldn't just throw myself under. I couldn't just throw myself under the bus there. Hey, I don't believe it. I'm just saying what the commenters could, in theory, say below that would help boost the algorithm.
You know what someone told me today?
What'd they tell you?
They said I looked like Al Smiz.
Someone needed to fill the void in the market.
I was a little offended.
I don't think you look like Smiz at all.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. I just don't think you look like him.
Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Nez, let's take a peek at some of these home runs. I
can't say his name.
Can't say his name. Des, is there anything that was piquing your interest in the home runs earlier today? Maybe the new change of pitcher has changed some things for us, but man, I was liking some of these price tags earlier.
Do we even have athletics in the pick'em lobbies now?
Yes, we do, and Brent Rooker is still a 1.67, which is incredible for a guy who's
Oh,
going
Jesus Christ.
routinely in the third round. So if you're a
That's
believer
crazy.
in the pick'em lobbies, yeah.
I'm about to fire one off, dude. Give me what do you have like a favorite like anything today
Favorite anything?
in the lobby? Because I got two bangers to put with your favorite. We
I
gotta
think
act
it's
fast.
I think it's probably the PRA for Case and Wallace, but I might be out over my skis on that. But that's probably my favorite anything right now. What's the story you're trying to sell? Two teammates and you need a third thing?
Correct.
Is that your problem?
It's a big problem.
Okay, tell me your two teammates, or tell me one of your teammates, and then we'll build something quick.
Oh, I'm scared, John. It's you gotta hit Soderstrom and Nick Kurtz for homers. These guys just
238 for Soderstrom, and Kurtz can be up higher in the lineup with that 325. We could play them both independently or play them together.
So you're saying you like Case and Wallace lower PRA?
Yeah, that was kind of like my favorite one. Or I kind of liked the SGA threes.
Run
so
it.
We could do. Let's do the SGA threes because that was unabated's favorite. So we could do Soder Dong plus SGA. Put those together, and then we could do. We could do the Kurtz one, and then I like this shout in the chat here. Do Kurtz with Ryan McMahon, and keep it all baseball there for some home runs there. Do that. That seems fun. I like some of the Astros price tags too. It's crazy. Like, I mean, obviously the Astros value isn't built on like hitting home runs, but it's crazy to see like these Astros guys, like which we clearly like the stacks for, like having such low or such high home run pick'ems. Like Altuve has this 375, and he's going to be stone cold chalk on redacted and drafted every single time in our contest. Pena is the same, and he's getting a 373. Like, obviously fantasy points are scored in multiple ways, but the fact that those totals are so high, yet our confidence interval in playing them in the draft games, is higher than that. Like, or is, yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, I feel you. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I don't really think of the Astros as being like heavy home run hitters. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And I talk about liking Schwarber, man. Like I know that he's in Miami, but like
Sure.
I'll take Schwarber above 2x to hit a home run, any day.
Yeah, that's not bad. Seems like a good one. Who would you like to put that alongside? Do you want to shoot the moon with one of the Astros guys who has like a big price tag, or one of the Baltimore guys?
How much do you trust Justin Long? Because if you do this with Law Dog stolen base for Law Dog's 3x.
Okay. Yeah. No.
And if Yiner's behind the plate too, I think you could see Caratini sit today with the lefty on the mound. And if Yiner's behind the plate,
Caratini is a switch hitter though.
Yeah, but he's better from the left side.
Okay. All right. There you go. Law Dog stolen base is a 3-3. Better stolen base matchup without McCullers on the mound right now. And you do the Schwarber one. Those are fun.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of fun ways to hit the lobbies today, man. Like, there are some better multipliers than I'm used to. And maybe it's just because I'm underrating matchups, but I kind of like, mixing and matching today.
Yeah, I do. I do like this. I'm looking at, I just want to like confirm that I'm not like the dumbest guy in the world. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not the dumbest guy in the world. Cooper Hummel is the guy who won us a couple slates. Love it. Okay. Yeah, 3 home runs and 4 stolen bases in his career. And they all came at age 27 in that Arizona year where he got 200 ABs and won us a couple slates. That's sick.
That's I'm
That's
shocked that I'm
hilarious.
not.
That's hilarious. Guys knowing ball, man. Who the hell was pulling that out of their ass? All right, Nez. I think that's pretty good, unless there's like a couple other homers that are jumping off the page to you.
Not particularly.
Yeah.
No.
I kind of like getting some of this Baltimore price tag that's not Gunner. Like these Baltimore price tags north of 3 are like pretty enticing.
Okay. Let me see.
Your boy Ramon Urias is 4-4. Probably have to wait till the lineup comes out for that one. Same with O'Hearn, but I do like the O'Hearn one, even though it's not a splits thing.
Why, John? Why wait for Ramon Urias whenever like the worst thing that can happen is he's just I don't care if he's low. He's dude 4x.
You don't care if he's hitting 9?
No.
Okay.
4x is in that park is too fun.
Give us Michael Toglia one time.
Look at that.
Let's roll. This is the dustiest 2 home run pick 'em that has ever been put together. Michael Toglia and Ramon Urias. This is so dusty that like I literally just was like and just sprayed all over my computer, dude. This is so dusty, but this is so fun. 25 Bean gets us 1-1-2-0-25. I love that JGFC drops by to say salute to 2 of the sharpest gentlemen in the land. And we're building out Ramon Urias and Michael Toglia pick'ems based on BVP and who's hot recently.
That's how you know, man.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. Respook saying McMahon. We mixed McMahon in. Goat Nap said O'Hearn. I'm happy to mix O'Hearn in as well. Probably do that on my own accord when I find another pick'em that I like in terms of home run and share that in the Discord for everybody. But I will use Ryan O'Hearn in something for sure. Nez, I alluded to, I had a hard out today. We got 2 shows tomorrow, and you have another one coming today for football. Remind everybody where they can find that.
Yeah, Fantasy Sanctuary with Tom Strachan and everybody's favorite Emo Cowboy, 5:30 Eastern. I will retweet the link to that on X when that link goes live. So I'll see you guys there.
Absolutely. And we will have 2 shows tomorrow, amongst some other things there. We are going to be starting another series this week here, implementing some new tools on our channel. Really excited about that. And that is going to lead to having 1 pre-recorded video available for you guys. Most likely going to be dropping on the Saturday, just so it's different. We'll probably record it on Thursday or Friday, but we will drop it on Saturday. So you're going to have Badge Bros content 6 days a week, and that'll be dropped first to members only there. So it's going to be a lot of fun for us going forward. Anything else you got to add for the people here, Nez?
Nope. I'll see you in the lobbies. Got a big baseball contest, and I know we're gonna fill it, but yeah, I'll see you in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be in there as well in a little bit here. Yeah, guys, please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. If you're on the X side, please jump on over to the YouTube side. Please try and keep our dogs fed and Nez's new child fed. There is first time Father's Day. The last thing he needs is not being able to feed Mello after becoming first-time father. Drop a comment below, please and thank you, even if it is Nez looks like Al Smiz and John's a dunce calf. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace. Good luck tonight. Enjoy Nez later.